These mechanics, when they get together, you better watch out. Welcome back, friends. Happy Monday. I hope you're all doing well. So I was reading the other day. I do that. I read. And, you know, bicycle mechanics are a unique breed, especially the ones that have been doing it for a long time. It can be a very kind of repetitive motion. You tend to do the same things time after time after time, and after you've done that for a number of years, you have to have other things to think about while you're doing that job. And when mechanics start thinking, it can get interesting. So they've gotten together, and this is not the first time this has happened. They've gotten together and started a petition to try to get companies to stop making bicycles that cannot be repaired. This is not a new thing. I talked about this, I can't remember, it's been a long time. But I did a video about this, and if I can find it, I'll put it, where does it go? Here? Here? I think here. My right hand at A1 Cyclery told me many, many times that he would rather work on an old Huffy than a new box store bike. For a couple of reasons. You know, mainly the parts that they use on those bikes are not only just the cheapest things imaginable, but it sometimes is impossible to find a replacement that'll work in that particular bike. A real easy example is when the Orange County Chopper craze was going on, and they had all these bikes that had, you know, I think it was either a 20 or a 24-inch rear wheel. It might have been a 20-inch rear wheel and a 24-inch front wheel. I don't remember, but it was a 4-inch wide tire. And not only did we not have tubes to put in those things, none of our vendors at that time even carried a tube in that size. And, you know, Walmart was selling those bikes, and they didn't have any tubes for them. So these people went out and bought these bikes, and they were largely for children. And, you know, within a matter of days, weeks, or sometimes hours, they were unable to ride the bike. So, you know, there's a lot of blame to be tossed around by this, and you can't put the bulk of the blame with the customer. They should know better, but you know, some people are just in a position where they can't you know, afford to go to a bike shop and buy a bike. Bike shops, historically, we've done a pretty crap job at trying to explain the differences to people that would listen, and bike companies certainly haven't helped. In fact, in a lot of ways, they're complicit in this because they do the same thing. We used to laugh all the time. We'd get a new batch of Trek road bikes, and at that time, the Trek 1000, which was the least expensive road bike, looked 100 times better than the bike 2 levels up the rung. And people shop with their eyes, in large part. And quite honestly, an entry-level bike from a bike shop anymore is not, I mean, it's certainly better than a big box store bike, but man, the lines are getting pretty thin. So do I think this is a good idea? Yeah, certainly. Do I think it'll work? No. No. You know, these companies are in business to make money. They, you know, I mean, the box stores certainly don't care. I mean, hell, they don't even put the bikes together properly. They just throw them out there and, you know, you're on your own once you walk out the door unless you've got the gumption to take it back. And then they're just going to give you another crappy bike. I mean, I wrote a blog post about this actually too quite a while ago. I think it was called, "Do You Really Want to Save the Bike Business?" Back when, you know, we had other problems. And I'll scare that up and I'll put the link to that in the comments. So, you know, this is a problem that's been around for a very long time, and not unlike what I've said about bicycle advocacy, the same thing goes for bicycles. At some point, you have to stop focusing so much on the people that want to ride and pay a little bit of more attention to the people that need to ride. I see it every day. The people that work in restaurants in this town, clean houses, you know, they don't have automobiles. They're riding bicycles. And I mean, every permutation of a bicycle that you can imagine. And in most towns, or in a lot of towns, you know, they don't have access to a co-op. We don't have any co-op here. There's no place for people to go and get a good used bike. I'm sure there's probably a couple of bike shops that are selling them, but, you know, how much work, extra work, should a consumer have to do to get something that's going to be, you know, serviceable? Not only serviceable from a mechanical standpoint, but serviceable in that you can take it and use it for its intended purpose and what you need it to do. So it's a good idea, but, you know, I think it's probably, unfortunately, going nowhere. I saw an altercation in the supermarket parking lot the other day. You know, the population of this town swells during the winter, as you might imagine. And, you know, those people, time is long. Our lives are short in comparison. But I think we have a lot more time during the day than we let on. At least I know that I do. I waste a tremendous amount of time on a nearly daily basis. So I come by, you know, there's somebody parked this way and somebody parked this way in the parking lot. And I catch like the second part of the conversation, and this woman says that she's just so busy. She, you know, well, what I put two and two together because she didn't remove or she just left her cart, her trolley, for those of you in the UK. Just left it hither and yon in the parking lot. And the guy took the time out of his day to ask her why didn't she, you know, return her cart. And her excuse was that she was in such a big hurry. And this led to, you know, the woman actually said, "Why don't you do it?" And then other not so pleasant words were exchanged, and I just, you know, kept on my merry way. And I thought to myself, one, you've got enough time to, the cart corral was like 6 cars away. There's nothing going on in your day. You're not rushing to heart surgery somewhere. You can put your cart back. But the flip side of it is, this guy took 30 seconds out of his day to harangue this woman for being so selfish and lazy. And if it ended there, that would be one thing. But you know, this is going to eat at him for the next half of the day easily. And he's going to bend the ear of the next 5 people that he meets, telling them all about this horrible woman that he accosted in the parking lot. And it's just like, Can't we just be nice? Just be nice. You know, yes, that's a selfish person that left her cart in the middle of the... go about your day. Go about your day. You're not going to change her mind. You're not going to fix her. It's just amazing. This is, to most people, paradise, right? Sunny and warm almost all the time, palm trees, blue skies, and yet they can't see it. He's going to concern himself about some woman that won't return her shopping cart. That's all I got for you today. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments what you think about the mechanics petition. I hope something good happens to you today. Until next time, be nice, work hard, ride bikes, play music when you can. Don't yell at people in parking lots, supermarket parking lots. I'll talk to you soon.